If you or someone you know is struggling with a mental illness, there are several hotlines available for you to call. First is the SAMHSA National Hotline at 800-662-HELP. If you need immediate help, try the 988 Crisis Hotline. Just remember, you are loved, you are wanted, and you got this. The coldest night of the coldest year comes right before the spring.
You guys never help me! Your stories never go anywhere! I hate it! I want out! I want out!
But Kitty, what about Craig? Don't you want someone to care about you? Can I talk about both boys first, just to make it more even Steven?
Stupid pressure! Just started season 19.
You know, I can't do Tweek's voice, I hate it. Hi, I'm Kitty Monk, and I'm here to talk to you about South Park, or more specifically, Tweek. Did he taw a putty tat? Now, I talk a lot about South Park. It's pretty much my most reliable show ever. You might not know this, but I have a few favorite characters among the kids. Butters, Cartman, and most importantly, Tweek. Wait, seriously, Tweek's names are the same? Is it supposed to be like tweet, like a bird? Anyhow, Tweek is one of my favorites because of how relatable he is. Something you probably know about me if you watch my old videos is I have anxiety disorder, and I have since I was a kid. And I also have PMDD, which makes my anxiety worse, but that's a discussion reserved for April and October when I do my awareness campaigns. Now, I should hate Tweek with a burning passion. Getting a mental illness wrong, relying on stereotypes, I bet South Park was helping the stigma. But no, I actually love Tweek in a non-weird way. Back when I was a blonde, my hair always looked like his. I use this phrase a lot, but Tweek is seriously my spirit animal. He, Beetlejuice, and Beavis. Out of those, he's the only one whose name doesn't start with a B. Go figure. You might know him for his relationship with Craig Tucker, but people forget that Tweek used to have a huge presence in the series, and part of me wishes he still had one in more episodes that went beyond being in a relationship, a questionable one at that. So let's discuss. Tweek is one of the boys' classmates. Sorry he did not have parents who cared enough to give him a normal name, or at least a name different from their last names outside of changing like one letter. I knew a girl in college whose full name was Emilica Amy, and she went by Amy. Please don't Google her. His parents are Richard and Mrs. Tweek. Weirdly, his mom does not have a canon name. That's weird. The pair run Tweek Brothers Coffee, which, as the name implies, is the town's coffee shop.
Sure, we may take a little longer to brew a cup, and we may not call it fancy names, but I guess we just care a little more. And that's why Tweek coffee is still home brewed from the finest beans we can muster.
As you know, because I'm using exposition, I talk about bad parents a lot, especially the bad parents in South Park. Trust me, they're like a video goldmine. And many of you told me that I'd forgotten the Tweeks. Don't worry, I haven't. It's just they don't appear as often. It would be a little unfair to say they're the worst parents in South Park when the Stotches and even the McCormicks have a laundry list of offenses. Clearly, I hate playing trauma poker.
Well, sure, that's easy for you to say. Your son's dead. But those of us with alive children need to be sure that Father Maxie is on the up and up.
Jerk. Tweek's parents tend to downplay his anxiety, making it worse by feeding him coffee and claiming his hyperactivity is due to having ADHD.
Do you ever think maybe you shouldn't give your son coffee? Look at him, he's always shaking and nervous.
Oh, that. He has ADD, attention deficit disorder. That's why he's so jittery all the time.
Obviously, they aren't helping either. Sugar and caffeine are the worst things you can give somebody with a mental illness based around worrying or hyperactivity or both. You know what, I probably shouldn't talk. I could never get through this job without the liquid gold that is the agnostic beverage. What's worse is, according to one of the video games, they might also be drug dealers who sell meth, and they test their product on their son. Tweek's father even said in one episode,
"We thought you were just a spaz, but to know you've got so much going on inside."
Dude, in the UK, that's their R word. F you. Anyhow, we first meet the Tweek family as a whole in the episode Gnomes. Garrison is told he doesn't teach the children anything of value, which he doesn't, don't try to deny it, and to remedy that Screenlad, he wants the kids to cover current events going on in the town and present them before the city council. And since he is everybody's favorite teacher, he partners them into groups, which any teacher or professor watching, please know nobody likes group work. Why do you do it? To torture us? What have we ever done to you? Believe me, it's a common punishment in hell, along with cheesy bus tours, people who interrupt you when you have headphones in, and icebreakers. Oh, and worse yet, he picks the groups.
Now this will be a group project, so I'm gonna place you all into groups of 5. Let's see.
Evil. The boys discover they'll be paired up with Tweek.
There's nothing wrong with Tweek. I bet he'll do a great job in your group.
I can't take that kind of pressure. No, sweet Jesus, please.
Dude, we can't work with this kid.
Tweek wants to do the report on underpants gnomes, aka gnomes that steal his underwear, I guess, to sell. What, you thought they stole his bras?
Now, Tweek, how many times do we have to tell you? Your underpants are missing because you lose them, not because of underpants gnomes.
Do his socks commit sockicide? Mine do. And what's so bad about going commando? Because the gnomes aren't an option, Tweek's parents say they should do their report on Harbuck's Coffee, which is coming to town and might put their company out of business.
Big multi-million-dollar company is going to move in and try to take all my business, which means I may have to shut down and sell my son Tweek into slavery.
Slavery?
Clearly, it has nothing to do with Starbucks. Because the boys don't know what to say, Richard provides them with pre-written reports about the dangers of corporate takeovers. I'm sure there's a topical joke in there somewhere. And also bribes them with as much coffee as they can drink.
Do you have any more of this stuff? We just have grounds. Killer! You guys check me out. Let me have some grounds. Yeah.
Of course, the coffee tastes like puke, but as Richard says,
Sometimes a hot cup of French roast amaretto is just what a man needs to get him through the day. That smooth aroma and mild taste is what makes Tweek coffee so very special.
ooh. The boys present their report, and strangely, nobody notices how they sound like they copy and pasted it off of Wikipedia.
Corporate automaton bulldozes its way through Bantam America. What will become of the endeavoring American family?
Wait, when was this episode released? Was Wikipedia even a thing then? Only Garrison seems to notice. Surprised he cared about that? Just saying, it seems a little out of character. The report turns them into mini activists. Aw, just like I'm a little bit country. Against their wills, they also have to testify before Mayor McDaniels about what an awful company Harbucks is. Mayor McDaniels decrees that instead of shutting down the store outright, because it's a free country, she'll let the town vote on it. It's Prop 10, which means more activism. Yay! Hey, at least they're probably getting time off of school for this. They have to do it, or something bad will happen.
Because if these people find out you didn't really write that paper, then Mr. Head is going to do horrible things to you. Oh, not that, Mr. Hat. That's really horrible.
Oh, Mr. Hayet. First Mr. Mackey and now the boys. Is there no end to your madness? My favorite part of the episode is the commercial they're forced to do.
I don't like big corporations. I like small businesses. I believe in the family-owned enterprise.
Yes, Seems as though Tweek made some highly relevant points about megacorporations and their role in modern society. While Richard is obviously thrilled he's going to push back against a big corporation, this is like a bodega taking on Walmart. His wife isn't as easily convinced.
We're just using those boys for our benefit. They have no idea what they're saying. I won't be a part of this anymore.
Shut up, lady. You use your son to test the thing that gives your coffee that special kick. I play the video games too sometimes, and why doesn't she get any characterization or even a name? You know what? I'm gonna give her a name. Peggy. What? It matches the housewife persona vibe they're giving her. I'm not trying to reference King of the Hill. Not every word that comes out of my mouth is about King of the Hill. The day of the big vote, the boys have to talk again, this time for 5 whole minutes.
Oh, God! When is this gonna end? Your dad really screwed us, Tweek. Jesus, dude! I'm to blame for all this! I'm to blame for everything!
Oh no, that's like 300 seconds. That is way too much pressure. What are they to do? The underpants gnomes that Tweek had spent the whole episode paranoid about are spotted by the boys.
What the hell? Will I be damned? That's my last pair of underpants!
Oh my god, they're real? How could this be? It's not like this is a universe where Mecca Streisand's, Mr. Hankies, and Sally Struthers all live in harmony. Clearly the underpants gnomes are a child's fantasy. As they killed Kenny, they decide to make it up to the boys by explaining the concepts of mega corporations.
Stealing underpants, big business. Business? Wait, do you know anything about business? Sure, that's what gnomes do. Show us. Okay, follow me.
Ugh, there they go again, getting somebody else to do their reports for them. You are gonna get it once you get to grad school and realize the only place people are allowed to cheat is undergrad. When the boys go to speak, they come out against Tweek Brothers Coffee. What?
Because without big corporations, we wouldn't have things like cars and computers and canned soup. Even Harbucks Coffee started off as a small little business, but because it made such great coffee, and because they ran their business so well, they managed to grow and grow until it became the corporate powerhouse it is today.
I don't know what to say. Mostly because I feel like this statement can kind of backfire depending on the corporation you're talking about. Yeah, they could get there by being the best, but does that excuse the controversies involved in bringing them to that point, or going on currently? Plus, Starbucks, the company that Harbucks is based off of, has a fudge load of controversies, including union busting. Wait, why am I blabbing? I think the Walmart episode was partially written in response to this, because all the criticism you can make about their points here, they bring up there. And the point is, if you don't like the business, just don't go or support them. But I do like how Peggy comes to their defense.
But did any of you ever even bother to taste Harbucks coffee? Harbucks coffee got to where it is by being the best. Don't you think you should at least try it?
On the bright side, while Tweek Brothers is closed, Harbucks says that Richard and Peggy can run the new branch. I'm surprised they didn't do the funeral home thing and buy the store and pretend it's family owned. What, I watch Adam Ruins Everything. And hopefully the Harbucks store doesn't come to life and whatnot. Wait, when can I talk about the Walmart episode? Now Tweek does get other moments to shine. I'm sure you all want me to talk about the Tweek versus Craig episode, where the boys try to bait the duo into fighting, mostly for the fun of it. But I eventually want to make a video about Tweek and Craig and their relationship, so I'll leave that episode for another time. Sorry, I feel like I'm repeating episodes by this point, but if you want me to talk about it, this episode was the one that convinced me to get a credit card.
If he has more than 4 credit cards, that's a little fishy. The perfect number of credit cards for a man to have is 2.
Yeah, that's actually one of my questions for Kahoot. Still, the one earlier episode I wish was made to give Tweek more prominence was Timmy 2000. That episode, in addition to making fun of Phil Collins, also makes fun of the craze that was going on at the time, where any child that exhibited any form of hyperactivity or daydreaming obviously had ADHD, even if that's apparently a gross oversimplification. From what I hear, ADHD is not like Tweek. It's more like SpongeBob, and/or the symptoms can overlap with autism. I don't know. I'm not trying to pass on any misinformation. I learned most of what I know about ADHD from researching that one SpongeBob video I made back in April. Tweek's parents think he has ADHD, and that's the blame for his behavior. They could try to get him medicated and find he's somehow the only kid who actually responds well to the medication, or maybe they could have done something where he's the only kid who doesn't get medicated, like how Chef said.
And for every one child that actually needs it, you give it to 50,000 that don't.
Just saying, the test to see if people have ADHD involves sitting them down and reading a super long book, then asking a stupid detail.
Okay now, Timmy, can you tell me, in Chapter 7, what kind of car did Gatsby drive?
Timmy!
Well, that settles it. Huh?
Wasn't it a yellow Porsche? I thought the car that did Myrtle in was yellow. Wait, what? Do I have ADHD? At least I don't think I do. Tweek is so overly anxious, I could buy him guessing and being the only one to get the question correct. Make fun of Phil Collins or give Chef the spotlight. Or give Tweek another subplot. Or both. That's a toughie. What I really want to talk about is how Tweek came into prominence in Season 6. In the episode Kenny Dies, Kenny dies, and this change was meant to be permanent. He was replaced by Butters. However, the boys grew tired of Butters always messing up and being a bother, and they eventually broke things off with him. The straw that broke the camel's back was when they nearly missed the Terrence and Phillip movie trailer, all because Butters refused to go home. Why?
And my parents are out of town, and I don't have a babysitter.
Oh, god damn it, you better be kidding.
This whole time your TV is in a house with nobody in it? Come on, let's just go. We'll kill Butters later.
Oh my god, he is such a Melvin. In Professor Chaos, the boys try to narrow down who should replace Butters by giving a few dozen of their friends and classmates a test. A bachelor-style test. Not a Bechdel test. Sorry, I almost read it wrong. They would obviously fail in that case. Most of the cast is voiced by 2 guys.
Until we think we've found the perfect friend. Are there any questions? What if we don't want to be your friend? Clyde, okay?
Does this mean that they predetermine who they're gonna pick? I'm just saying. I know what goes on behind the scenes of reality shows. The boys eventually whittle down the list until they get to Tweek.
The answer to those questions will be answered right now. No, Tweek.
He will be the new Kenny. And you know what? This should be fun. Tweek is a more destructive Butters. Eager to please, nervous, easily led astray, he would fit right in. Strangely, the boys don't get annoyed by him.
Just put it between its eyes. Yeah, but what if while I'm putting on the nose, the snowman comes to life and tries to kill me?
Tweek, when has that ever happened except for that one time?
Ooh, I can't wait for this collab I'm doing with Lawrence Ross. Hint, nudge, nudge. Wow, I'm doing a lot of collabs lately. But I guess Tweek proved himself to them, unlike Butters, so he got to stay. In the episode, the one after Professor Chaos, the boys assume they killed Diane because they put brine shrimp in her coffee, and they go to the morgue to get them back. Tweek is made to be the lookout and nearly messes up.
Don't stop. Hammer time! Ah! Quick, hide!
I guess that sold them. Plus, it was kinda sweet how when Bebe's boobs destroy society, oh my god, I can't believe I said that. Carbon wanted to remove Tweek in order to make Bebe the new 4th member, and Stan and Kyle objected.
So then I guess we have no choice but to let you go, Tweek. But we want you to know that it's been really fun. Here's a watch and some peanuts.
No way, Tweek's cool.
Yeah!
If this were Butters, we know damn well he'd be long gone. My favorite episode from this era is Child Abduction is Not Funny. Shut up, it is so funny. The news has been fanning the flames of child abduction paranoia, and Tweek's parents are convinced that he might be abducted. Wow, can't believe Tweek had news addiction before it was a thing, right? That's what they call it? Richard and Peggy say that they're having some precautions installed in his bedroom, and Richard makes it absolutely clear
It's important for you to know never to unlock them at night for anyone except your mother and I.
Oh, Jesus!
Later that night, a police officer knocks on his door, and Tweek is tempted to open it. Turns out it was all a test, and one meant to make his anxiety 10 million times worse.
What if that had been a child abductor pretending to be a police officer, Tweek?
You've got to be on your toes, Tweek.
Well, Tweek, there is something you can do that I was taught. Tell him to slip his badge under the door before you open it. Although, knowing Richard and Peggy, I could see them making up a fake badge and saying, what if that was a child abductor pretending to be a police officer and using a fake badge and fake credentials? I wonder what would have happened had he asked the police officer what happened to his parents. Would that have meant he passed? Or did he have to not open the door? As a result, Tweek is paranoid to Kingdom Come about strangers.
Excuse me, is this the right road to Breckenridge? Please, I just need to know if this is South Park.
Get away from me!
Maybe I should use the Tweek method when I come upon a person I don't like. What if I'm like Tweek and I talk to a stranger who wants directions and I give wrong directions because I don't know geography and I'm too polite to tell them? Will they come back and abduct me in retribution? Just one thing.
One, please.
Sorry, I like how Cartman said it. It was so cute. Tweek starts having nightmares of getting abducted.
It seems like everywhere I turn, someone is out to get me!
That is the world that the news reports. It is the world that adults preoccupy themselves with. But it is not the world as it is.
The ghost of human kindness shows Tweek that while bad things happen in the world, it's not as bad as the news portrays it. Not every stranger means to abduct you, only kill you.
Good. Then why don't you get into the back of my van and I'll drive you home?
Hate to burst your bubble, he's not actually the ghost of human kindness. He's Frederick Johnson, a well-known child abductor.
His name is Frederick Johnson. He's been abducting children by dressing up like the ghost of human kindness for over a year now.
And I would have gotten away with it again if it weren't for you meddling policemen.
I gotta give credit where credit is due. This is a pretty good plan to abduct children. Not saying to use it as a guide, but South Park is a town where crazy stuff happens all the time. I could totally buy a kid not questioning it and going along with him. And the lesson is one every child needs to learn, while at the same time being smart about it. Because of Tweek's abduction, the parents become paranoid that their child will be kidnapped and do whatever they can to protect them. This leads into the subplot of building a wall around South Park in order to keep out strangers.
Oh, I get it. Just because I'm Chinese, you think I built a wall?
Mr. Tong Lu Kim, why do we build the wall?
God damn it, how come every time us Chinese put up a wall, stupid Mongolians have to come and knock it down?
Oh, I thought we built the wall because we have and they have not, because they want what we have got, because the enemy is poverty and the wall keeps out the enemy and we build the wall to keep us free. That's why we build the wall, to keep us free. Look, I'm sorry, you have no idea how long I've wanted to use that in a script. I know it's not meant to be satire. I know Eva's leaving Hades Town. Just the song is so freaking catchy. Sorry, getting off track. The boys all promptly blame Tweek. Yeah, Tweek, how dare you act like a child? As usual, the news makes it worse by showing statistics of children getting kidnapped without ever giving proper context. Like, a parent is more likely to kidnap their child, perhaps to protect them from an abusive caregiver, or because of a custody agreement gone wrong. Left with no other option, the parents decide to essentially abandon their children, because better they be left out in a cold, dark, starving, shivering alley over being trapped in some pervert's basement. I do like how Richard and Peggy are the first to panic over the news.
Oh, I think I'll go with you.
It's okay, I can do it.
I just want to make sure that you...
That I don't abduct him? How do I know that you haven't done it already?
Well, I mean, it's their fault. Rather than being thrown in the trunk of a Ford Escalade, the children are instead taken in by the Mongolians, who provide them with food, warmth, and Mongolian lessons. There you go, Tweek. Being bilingual is great for colleges. Wonder what it means, though. The kids assist the Mongolians in destroying the wall.
Does my wall dancing scare you, Mongolians?
Sorry, that's my favorite Tong Lu Kim moment. I loved it made its way into one of the video games. The parents realized their efforts meant nothing, and they should instead take upon the lessons of the ghost of human kindness.
The ghost of human kindness was right all along. Part about being more trusting. We should follow what he said, not what he did.
Or that too. Who cares? The children are allowed to go home.
We're sorry, Tweek.
Oh, now you're sorry. No wonder y'all ain't prominent. Another good Tweek episode that often goes unmentioned, like literally the first time I saw it was to review it, is Free Hat. The boys learn that Spielberg and Lucas want to remaster their old movies. The horror CGI nonsense. How could they kill Yoda? How could they? Those monsters did unspeakable things to Indiana Jones, and they're currently continuing to do it, considering the box office of Dial of Destiny. The boys, plus Tweek, are all super upset at the news, and decide to form a club.
We have to do something. Let's form a club. Yeah, we can form a club that takes food stamps from poor people and then sells them back to the government for a profit.
No, wait, why isn't this an episode yet? Politics aside, this seems like it would be really funny. I'm just saying, Cartman tried to open up his own Shakey's Pizza with stem cells. There's no limit to how far he can go. Tweek isn't all that happy about the idea.
If we form a club, there'll be responsibilities, commitments!
Tweek, now goddammit, we picked you to be our new friend to replace Kenny because we thought you were a team player. I'm not a team player.
Seriously, Tweek? Do you want to end up like Butters, a pseudo-main character, a cultural icon? Do you want to give a commencement speech to your alma mater to win a Peabody Award and 5 Emmys? To get people to attend, they decide to offer a free hat, not free food. Hence the episode's title. But seriously, why not punch and pie? Tweek attempts to find his center, which seems more like he's dissociating rather than grounding, and only makes a few hats. Oh well, it's not like people are gonna show up to a place that doesn't have punch and pie.
And there are more important things right now than free hats.
Tweek, you might as well call up Frederick Johnson, otherwise you're gonna get hit. The meeting happens, and they combine their goals with an organization to free a serial murderer, also called Hat.
Yeah, free Hat.
What?
Hat McCullough. He was sent to prison in '82, and we believe he should be released. Yeah.
Free Hat! Free Hat!
Free Hat! Free Hat! Free Hat? They're asked to appear on Nightline, which I did not realize was a real thing, in order to promote the cause.
What? Ted Koppel wants us to appear on Nightline to talk about our cause. Really? That's great. Yeah. No, it isn't, man. That is way too much pressure.
Tweek, why are you concerned? These shows are filmed hours ahead of time.
Just answer me this, Tweek. What do you see as positive about toddler murder?
It's easy?
Dude, I hate to say it, but the universe hates you. Spielberg and Lucas come on the program to debate the boys, and society loves them because they are anti-toddler murder.
It'd be like changing Raiders of the Lost Ark.
What'd you say?
That's brilliant.
Yes. Change Raiders of the Lost Ark. Why didn't we think of it before?
Kyle, oh my god, you gave them the idea to do those horrific things to Indy. You were the one who got Harrison Ford to stop playing him. The boys decide the only way to get Spielberg and Lucas to not harm Indy is to break into Skywalker Ranch, which is apparently a real place that's not open to the public, and steal the original copy of Raiders before it can be edited. The other members of Free Hat follow Skeeter to go Free Hat, meaning it leaves just the boys plus Tweek. Tweek panics, oh my god, it must be a day that ends in Y, as Spielberg and Lucas find them and decide to kill them.
Come on, you guys!
Oh my god, they're gonna kill us!
Don't even think about it, kid. I'm not afraid to use this walkie-talkie.
Wait, is this episode supposed to parody Raiders of the Lost Ark? Because even though I've never seen that movie, I think I know what happens. Tweek runs away, and realizing the other members are too busy trying to Free Hat, he knows he has to take down Spielberg and Lucas.
That's it! Let's go for the Hat!
Oh god, I'm gonna have to do this myself! Oh god!
I mean, he took on the ghost of human kindness, and that stranger in the motorized wheelchair, that was obviously a trick. It should be easy peasy lemon squeezy. This is when we get the most awesome Tweek moment in the entire show.
That depends on how reasonable we're all willing to be. All I want are my friends.
Wow.
Except for Cartman, you can keep him. Hi.
Yes, you go, kid. Too bad this doesn't lead to anything because they're captured and taken to the film's premiere, where Spielberg and Lucas intend to destroy the original print because clearly nobody else has one, or they don't have VHS and or DVD. Maybe it's symbolic.
You guys, close your eyes. Don't look at it.
What?
Don't watch the movie, you guys. It'll be terrible. Close your eyes. You guys okay?
Yeah, I think so.
I still don't take back what I said. It's a parody and I'm all for it. No wonder Spielberg himself loved the episode and came to regret digitally remastering E.T. While their movement sort of worked, I guess it also got hat-freed.
Thank you, everyone. Kill the innocent! I'm so thankful.
Yay, now he can go back to slaughtering toddlers. By this point, I'm sure you can tell that Tweek worked well with the boys. He was funny and kinda like Butters. You can argue he acts the same way a normal person would. The problem, well, Tweek suddenly just up and disappeared in a puff of smoke. He stops hanging out with the boys and goes back into the background for a good long while. They don't even say why. Come on, Butters got his own episode when he left, but not Tweek. And don't say he left because of Free Hat. That episode aired before child abduction is not funny and Bebe's boobs destroy society. Sorry, I did like a Pulp Fiction thing. Seriously, after the death camp of tolerance, it's like he wasn't even there. Why? Tweek was probably my favorite new fourth member. Red's laydown would have been the perfect opportunity to write him off. Hurry up, Tweek. We need to get to the North Pole. Tweek, Tweek, Fraser, I'm done. Damn, I still can't do a good Tweek voice to save my life. Come on, that episode brought Kenny back. It would be the perfect chance to at least mention what happened. Oh well. Anyhow, many seasons passed before Tweek came back into prominence with Tweek x Craig, and I will save that for a future video. I guess if I did have to give my thoughts about Tweek, I like the moment where Craig suggests they just stage a breakup and he leans too far into it.
People are different, that's all. Uh-huh. And who the hell is Michael? Huh? You want to tell me that? What are you talking about?
Craig hates it because it makes him look like an a-hole, but it's still funny he was that dedicated and walked away like, yay, I did it. Eventually, we got the episode Put It Down, which is probably the most relatable Tweek has ever been for me. I used to hyper obsess over the idea of the US getting into some kind of nuclear war, especially with North Korea. Remember that one Christmas a few years ago? Tweek is kind of similar, but unlike him, I'm not musically inclined. So I just watched this episode. At an assembly, Tweek writes a song about his feelings towards the political climate of the US and North Korea, which has worsened since Grump was elected president. And Tweek makes sure his feelings are well known. Apparently the sheet music really is telling him to smack down on the keys. It's good to know Trey Parker's a music major. The boys have the empathy levels of a sociopath and don't like how Tweek is behaving, because it's not like an elected official will eventually launch a nuke at Canada all because Kyle didn't like a cartoon. They tell Craig that as Tweek's boyfriend, he has to control him like an unruly dog.
Craig! You gotta get Tweek to get a hold of himself. He's freaking everybody out at school. What am I supposed to do? He's your boyfriend, dude.
Now, when you have a mental illness, you tend to seek help from those closest to you. One of the best things you can give yourself is a good support system. Tweek is no exception. Only, it sucks when the people around you don't understand what you're going through. It ends up making things 10 times worse, and it makes you feel 10 times worse. Craig suggests he do something to show the North Korean government that the American people disagree with Grump.
I don't know how to make croissants! Well, what do you know how to make? Cupcakes! All right, go home and make some cupcakes, honey.
Aw, Tweek, honey, make them honey flavored in that case. Tweek makes some cupcakes and sends them to North Korea, which strangely is not the first time Matt and Trey have made fun of North Korea, and I'm surprised they did not lean in further. Just saying, there was Team America. Also surprised Tweek was able to get mail delivered to North Korea, let alone perishable foodstuffs. Tweek is panicking, but alas, there seems to be a light at the end of the tunnel.
The little rascal apparently made a dent with the North Korean dictator, who is said to have loved the cupcake so much that he started to make his own.
Oh,
Well, I've heard that much like his father, Kim Jong-un is so ornery. Wait, am I allowed to say it like that? I mean, Trey Parker was allowed to say it like that. Too bad his former teacher is also president, and he hates North Korea for some reason.
Just moments ago, the president tweeted, "I know that kid, Tweek. He's f***ing with you, North Korea. Get a clue. I'll bet he took a dump in the batter."
Just saying, there was that summit between the US and North Korea a couple years back. I wonder why in-universe Grump doesn't like them, or is he just talking a big game? Craig, of course, comes to console Tweek, who at this point should probably invest in a bunker, or a padded room. Sorry, I was watching Final Destination too.
So I went and got you something to make things better. What? It's a fidget spinner. It's supposed to help with anxiety, see? A fidget spinner?
Those do not work. Now fidget necklaces, those are fun. Tweek attempts to calm down, but too bad Grump just won't put it down, because now North Korea feels the need to prove their superiority to a 4th grader.
Breaking news now out of Colorado.
where the North Koreans appear to have fired a missile over Tweek's house.
Well, maybe Kim Jong-un really is so ornery and so bored.
Oh my god, what is he doing?
Tweek, calm down.
Why won't he just stop?
Tweek, maybe you shouldn't go to any airports for the time being. Still, I wonder to this day really why he felt the need to keep harassing Tweek. Not even North Korea, just Tweek in particular. Did he not like him back when he was his teacher? Did he somehow find out about the song? Seriously, there's one point where Tweek's at an amusement park with Craig in Denver. They're just trying to get their mind off the whole thing. And Chrome lets his location slip, short of giving his exact coordinates and home address.
Why would the US be scared of North Korea? Tweek is so not scared he's at an amusement park in Denver right now. Jesus Christ, we gotta get out of here!
You know, I'd say you should move, but I could totally see the next tweet ratting out where you went, or even providing pictures. Craig cannot take being Tweek's shoulder to cry on, and decides that they're going to the amusement park. Oh yeah, I already said that. Maybe they could have tried a hotline, description down below. Make him somebody else's problem, somebody who's actually qualified. At the amusement park, things suck even harder. Hey Tweek, check this out.
Everything's fine. Oh my god, what is that? Honey, all week you've been freaking out and I've been the one forced to deal with it. You haven't been dealing with it. You've been trying to make it go away because my emotions are freaking you out.
Look, I've been on your side for most of this video, Tweek, but you were the one who went to his house at like 7 a.m. just to wail like a maniac. It was funny, just there's a point where you need to find a better coping mechanism. The pair argue a little more until Craig loses control of his emotions, and his voice raises above an octave.
Well, I'm sorry that I'm actually in control of my goddamn emotions, you baby! Oh, see, now you made me lose control of my emotions. God damn it.
Looks like not only will Tweek need counseling, he's gonna need couples therapy. At school, Craig is still angry at Tweek for acting bananas, but not bananas like Steve, but acts bananas, until he hears Heidi's lecture on the importance of talking through your feelings. Afterwards, Craig decides to practice active listening, and allows Tweek to finally tell him how he's feeling. What does he think he should do to alleviate this feeling? Beyond muting push notifications.
I feel alone! Well, that must be horrible to feel that way. It must be hard for you to even think. It is! It's terrible! I bet it's terrible!
They decide to practice a bit of art therapy, sing a song about the importance of put it down. I bet Grump totally listened. I really want to know what he did next. It's actually pretty sweet to see Craig involve himself in an activity I know he likely doesn't enjoy if it means helping Tweek. And I suggest watching the song on your own time because Craig has a really good set of pipes. One more thing. It's nice to know they took Cartman's suggestion into consideration, or stole it, considering the choir. Now, I said that I wish Tweek was a little more prominent in the later episodes, outside of just being in a relationship. That's where Buddha Box comes in, mostly because it has a problem similar to Timmy 2000, where the episode itself is fine on its own, just it would be cool if they had this other element. As a result of the events of the season, Cartman goes to a psychologist, who tells him he has anxiety. What's important is they note there's obviously a difference between anxiety the emotion, and anxiety the mental illness. Sure, you can be nervous about driving on its own because it's sort of dangerous, and that's normal, but it's kind of not normal if you're so nervous about driving that you avoid a car at all costs, lest you suffer a panic attack. The psychologist likely just meant you're nervous about the future, and that's okay, everybody.
What it really is more than anything is an excuse to be lazy and lame to everyone around you.
Oh, I guess I was wrong. But Cartman heard all he had to hear and now acts like being anxious is his golden ticket to do whatever. I wonder if he went past the intake session. Probably not.
I find it difficult to engage with others. So everyone shut the f*** up because my anxiety is up here right now.
I love this episode, and again, I find it funny in a relatable kind of way. The problem is the presentation. Tweek is somebody who 100% suffers from anxiety. He would benefit from therapy. I really wonder why they haven't taken him. Especially Craig. Sweetie, do you want to talk to somebody? Craig, I'm talking to you! Instead, the episode focuses on Cartman and PC Principal and Strong Woman. Ugh, of course I put the cisgendered Caucasian males ahead of the sole female, internalized misogyny rearing its ugly head once again. When Cartman implements the Buddha boxes, everybody in town buys one, mostly to have an excuse to just be jerks. Wouldn't it be cool if Tweek, the one person who actually has anxiety, doesn't qualify for some reason? Maybe he doesn't have insurance or something like that? I guess they sort of touch on it.
We have to support our loved ones with their anxiety and try to understand their illness.
I just feel like Craig has changed so much lately. He barely even talks to me anymore.
Maybe they were afraid of rehashing Le Petit Tourette, but you could still fit Tweek into the story, or at least the subplot. So what if he sees PC Principal and Strong Woman acting like a family? He's already a crazy dude. Nobody would believe him but Craig, and Craig probably doesn't care what the principal does. Well, that was Tweek. Fly, blackbird, fly. I assume his middle name is Tweek as well, if he even has one. Some people don't. Tweek is probably the most relatable character on South Park, at least for me. He's funny, quirky, and if you're nervous or anxious, you'll get a kick out of watching him. And unlike Butters, yes, he's a total cinnamon roll. Butters is innocent, but he has the blood of a native Hawaiian. Tweek only does crazy things because he's pushed into doing it. Butters, well, we got more to discuss with him. Anyhow, have a good day, and remember, you still have those 2 numbers to call if you need help. And I'll leave you with some words of wisdom from the one and only Tweek.
Do something! Do something!